guys, I'm Candy and welcome back to Candy's Locker Room. So last week I may or may not have upset a few of my fellow Cowboys fans, but as you guys can see, my Cowboys flag is still up. Even though we didn't make it to the playoffs, I still am going to rep for my boys, but of course we are about to get into these playoff games. Last week was the wild card round of the playoffs, and here's who was knocked out of the playoffs. The Colts, the Seahawks, and finally someone got those Washingtons, and they are knocked out of the playoffs as well. But that's not all. The Titans, Bears, and Steelers were all knocked out of the playoffs. But the funniest part of all of those games to me was the Browns and Steelers little beef that they had going on. Prior to the Steelers and the Browns game, Juju Smith was asked about the rivalry between the Steelers and the Browns, and here's what he had to say. I think they're still the same Browns team I play every year. I think they're nameless gray faces. They have a couple of good players on their team, but at the end of the day, I don't know. The Browns is the Browns. Well, Juju Smith, you're right. The Browns is the winner of that game, and they are advancing to the next round of the playoffs. But the beef didn't end there. It continued until after the game when Jarvis Landry was in the locker room. And if you guys have watched Juju Smith all season, his kind of thing is to go and dance on these other teams' logos in the middle of the field and do his Corvette dance. Well, at the end of the game, Jarvis Landry was in the locker room doing a victory dance, and guess what he added in? Corvette. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you guys think that the beef ended there? No. Chase Claypool of the Steelers had a little bit more to say after their loss to the Browns. He said that the Browns would get clapped by the Chiefs. Kareem Hunt had a response for Juju Smith and Chase Claypool. Well, should I say, he wrote a response. As he signed his autograph on a helmet, he wrote, Corvette, and clapped him. Drops mic. I think he won that one, guys. Well, enough of the past. Let's move on to the future. Coming up in the divisional round, these teams take on one another to move on. On Saturday, the Rams take on the Packers and the Bills take on the Ravens. And on Sunday, we'll get to see if Chase Claypool was right and if the Browns get clapped by the Chiefs. Also on Sunday, these two veteran quarterbacks could make history as they face off on Sunday. Tom Brady with the Buccaneers and Drew Brees with the New Orleans Saints. How will these two make history, you ask? Well, Tom Brady, who's 43, and Drew Brees, who turns 42 this week, Saturday actually, will be the first pair of quadragenarians, that's people who are in their 40s, to play each other in a playoff game. Now, there's been rumors circulating that this could be Drew Brees' last season, and people are wondering, when is Tom Brady going to hang it up? But we're going to have to leave it up to these guys. They still have a full playoffs ahead of them and maybe a Super Bowl game for one of them. Now it's time for Candy's flag on the play. First flag on the play is the Ravens and the Titans game. Des Bryant and Malcolm Butler got into a bit of a shoving match, and it ended with Des Bryant knocking him on the ground and getting a flag. My second flag on the play is the Saints and the Bears game. Anthony Miller and CJ Johnson. CJ Johnson, from what I saw, was walking up on Anthony Miller, and probably something happened prior to that. But Anthony Miller kind of seemed to use his peripheral because he turned around immediately and just punched him. And of course, he was ejected from the game. Now it's time for Candy's Hot Shot of the Week. My first hot shot of the week is Derrick Henry of the Tennessee Titans. Now, I know I had an issue in the past with the guys dressing too casual, but if you're going to dress casual, make it look nice. And he did. He had on like this goldish bronze color from his jacket to his pants to his shirt to his shoes, literally. My second hot shot of the week again is Dangerous Wilson, Russell Wilson himself. Now, I know Thanksgiving is over, but he's still bringing the sauce, cranberry sauce, that is. He had on a cranberry colored suit, and Russell came ready to play. They didn't win, but he was ready. And right now, these NFL coaches, let's talk about that just a tad bit, because these coaches are being passed around like chip dip at a party. The Falcons, Lions, Jaguars, Texans, we all know they need a coach, are all shopping around the league mall for new coaches. The Eagles seem to be swooping in on Dallas Cowboys' Kellen Moore, and well, the Dallas Cowboys just recruited a new defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn from the Atlanta Falcons. So, fingers crossed, guys. Hopefully, the Dallas Cowboys will have a better season next year. Thank you all for tuning in to Candy's Locker Room once again. Don't forget to follow my Instagram, Candy's Locker Room. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, America's Fave Candy, or you can search Candy's Locker Room. And thank you guys so much for tuning in.